Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Obviously. That should have been obvious since I don't know what episode. But nonetheless, here I am, lingering and holding for dear life doing this, what, for the reasons of God knows why. With dwindling audience every week. I had an epiphany today. I saw, well, not today. This whole entire week, I guess, but mostly I think the epiphany qualifies more like from yesterday and today. Lately, I've been seeing like reviews of being done of old movies, like for example, Payback, the one with Mel Gibson. Uh, Call me crazy and call me stupid. I mean, I thought myself as a movie buff. I mean, I did know that they reworked the ending. I did know that. But call me crazy, I didn't know that there was a director's cut for Payback and that the third act has been left intact as the director wanted it. And I didn't know that third act existed until this past week. I mean, I tried to watch the movie. I was only able to get the theatrical cut, which isn't bad. It's not a bad movie at all, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I watched it again on Saturday, and I really enjoyed it. Not gonna do a review on that. Don't worry. That's part of the rant that I'm doing now. Uh, so I watched the movie, but I didn't know about the director's cut of Payback, and then this a few years ago we had a new cut of The Godfather 3, now known as Coda, The Godfather 3: The Death of Michael Corleone. Uh, and I was watching people doing reviews of it on YouTube, and I kind of caught myself. Like, I was listening to these guys doing the review. I mean, they were talking about the original cut, the one from 1990, and all the issues that it had. And then I was listening to another guy who was trying to be, and I will avoid saying names. I have. This is my judgment of what I saw. And this guy was trying, and I use the emphasis on the word try, to be funny. And I noticed that, he was appealing to a crowd that is more or less my crowd because he had geek paraphernalia behind him. You can tell this guy is a hardcore geek because, comic book figurines, Star Trek figurines, and whatnot. So, yeah, that's your telltale right there that, okay, dude is a mark for comic books, and he's a geek, and geek is a fad right now. It still is, thanks to Marvel and to other properties now that have translated to the mainstream, things that were uh, encapsulated into a little group of people. Like, just a few people were in the know at like a few years ago, and now all of a sudden now it's the norm. Everybody knows who Thanos is. Even obscure characters that not even the most hardcore of comic book geeks knew about, like Peacemaker, are now household names. So the world has become geek, and I've noticed now that most of the things that I enjoyed, notice their past tense. Not that I don't enjoy anymore, but I don't enjoy it as much as I did back in the day, have now become mainstream. Like years ago, well, you would have to reuse imagination. I would imagine that this generation knows who Metallica is, but there was a time that Metallica was an underground band that nobody knew about. Now, I see videos of people of all walks of life, shapes, form, colors, listening and reacting to, for example, Master of Puppets, which is a classic Metallica jam, and they're going ape shit, listening to this shit, going, "Wow, this is like unbelievable! I never heard of it." And for us metal fans, that was, you know, Tuesday. To quote Raul Julia in Street Fighter when he was playing in Bison. I had to throw in all the references in there just to recoup some of my old cred. Anyway, what am I saying with all this rambling? What I'm saying is that, what was out is in now, and but mostly watching the reviews, which is the emphasis of what I'm trying to say. Watching those reviews, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Do I sound like that dude? Do I sound this annoying when I do reviews? This entitled? This trying to be funny when I'm actually not? This whole thing that I really don't know. And it makes me think like basically I'm half-assing. Not even half-assing, I'm just barely doing this just to do it. I'm not famous. Nobody knows who the fuck I am. I got real life shit to deal with. And I'm doing this out of... I don't know why I'm doing this. I mean, I've always had the urge, ever since I found out that there is such a thing as podcast, quote unquote, I had the urge to do some, but I never, really threw myself at it. I mean, the first time I ever heard of a podcast was, early 2007. And there were already a few by then. So I question myself. Why do I keep doing this? And this is a question I go back to this well every once in a while because this is my personality. I question, what am I doing? What is the motive? Why? What is the purpose of this? Why am I doing this? Is it this cathartic? Is this to be famous? Is this to earn money? What the hell is the purpose of me talking to a minute group of strangers that at this point have migrated and stopped giving a fuck whatever comes out of my mouth? So why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep insisting on talking about shit that people have no interest in? I don't consider myself interesting. I don't consider myself cool. I don't consider myself this focal point. So why do I think that people would like to listen to me? Because the purpose of doing this is because there is an audience out there. And right now my audience is of one. So it really makes me question why I'm doing this. Maybe do I need a partner to do this? Yes. But I'm in remote right now. I'm alone and I don't have time to communicate with people. Or set up an appointment to record. Maybe I should. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should change the format and because I'm good with bouncing ideas with someone, but they have to be in par to whatever sense of humor or sensibilities I have. Not necessarily good or bad. I mean, I'm open minded. I can talk with mostly anyone as long as we don't become antagonistic towards each other. But yeah, I'm really wondering: do I keep doing this shit? Do I keep recording this? I mean, what is the purpose right now? What is the main goal of me doing this? Other than satisfying myself, which it seems to be the basic premise of this thing. Just like maybe I have this undercover ego in me that just it goes beyond euphoria. Listen to my own voice. And by the way, I don't listen to my own podcast, just FYI. Just in case you were wondering, I don't listen to my own podcast. I don't. I got a lot of stuff to do during the week. I work. Have I mentioned that I work? Yeah, I work, and a lovely job, by the way. Beautiful job. Anyway. So, maybe I should just pay attention to what I'm actually doing and not just go for broke every time I open a microphone and start recording this stuff. Because if you guys are listening, the one of you that is left already, I think I owe you that. I think I owe you not spewing out shit out of my mouth for a consecutive time of minutes, and you not feel that I have not given you something that is worth your while, because I'm taking time from you. Granted, this is for free. Granted, you downloaded this. Granted, you're the one that looked this up and started listening to this, but I feel that I owe you something in return, that it's supposed to be something that entertains you. And most of the time, lately, I've given you some of the fucking downer shit. Like you want to put yourself out. Like you want to be put down. You are begging to be put down, and I apologize for that, because I've been half-assing this shit for some time now, and it's because my heart is not really truly in it, because I'm married with my own shit and dealing with the shit that is my life, and not giving this the proper push that it needs. So I'm not gonna take a sabbatical. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I should reach to people that have worked with me in the past in this, and see if we can make this a weekly event of having someone with bouncing ideas with, and scheduling some time to do this shit properly, do this the right way, not just, oh well, this is a podcast, and yeah, and good, great, wonderful, and let's just do this again and keep boring you guys to fucking death. Because I really want, if we're going to do this, I want to do this right, and I want to do right by the people that are listening. That doesn't mean that I'm going to change who I am. It's just that I have to change the content. And not that I would sell out or anything. I mean, what is there to sell out? There's nothing to sell. But what I mean is that to give something that actually invites audiences to listen in, and I owe you that much, because if I'm going to do this and you're listening, and I should give you this. I should give you something that is worth your while. So yeah, that is it. I don't even want to name this an episode. This is something. This is something like a public service announcement, I guess. I'm aware that I'm fucking up big time. I'm aware this is boring as shit. And I'm not aloof out of the situation, and I need to do some corrective stuff to make you guys feel better. And I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see what I can do in order to fix the situation, and that's it. Hopefully next podcast we have some course correction done. Anyway, thank you for listening, and oh, by the way, this was in part the Husky Barbu podcast, and that's it. Take care.